through some of these psychedelics, etc., you've been playing around with, playing is probably the wrong word, like actively using, how does it help with trauma?
Yeah, I think trauma really is it could just like build on that idea of like those invisible leashes to some degree that get placed on us. And like some of them can be very small. We think trauma like a traumatic experience, like a car accident or the loss of a partner or all these things, but it can even be like a memory when you were 6 years old of your father yelling at you.
Mm.
But it's just these little beliefs really that we're running like a program that really don't serve us to where we want to go. And that's really it. Like it doesn't have to be this big crazy thing. It's just like how much free will are you able to express? And every time you like start something new and you feel all of that resistance, can you continue to work through it and like evolve?
The feeling that comes to mind, I almost can't say it. It's like, I can't do this. If you have an idea, and you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then suddenly it's like, no, you can't. Comes straight into your mind and tells like, and it can be, well, anything a parent said to you before, or a sibling, or just any small thing, couldn't it? Well, yeah, it could be, of course, stored in your body, but and so when it comes to using ayahuasca, for example, like how does it actually help with moving trauma?
Hmm. So there's actually lots of plants that they use in like the world of ayahuasca. It's an entire medical system to some degree. And ayahuasca is for giving vision. So like if the maestro, the shaman, the curandero is like they drink the medicine as well, and the medicine sees what like is imbalanced in you energetically. And the
Well,
same
I mean,
way,
literally walk into a room and they can feel it.
yeah, like they will sit in front of you and look through you like an x-ray,
Wow,
and they will be like, oh, there's like a density in some area of your body, and they will start singing into it and you feel the density start to move,
love that
right? And
shit.
they're literally pulling it out of you and you'll puke and like remove that energetic from the body. And when you see uh a lion takes a gazelle, right, and then the gazelle goes down, and then for whatever reason, like there's like the fight, flight, or freeze, it's frozen. And then for whatever reason, the lion gets distracted and moves off, and the gazelle makes a run for it. As soon as it gets back to safety, it falls to the ground and has a seizure. And it is like releasing all that tension, that energy that was like
Yes.
came from that response. And they've actually tracked them in slow motion. And the micro movements they make are actually like the movements of fleeing. So it's almost like recorrects the system to be like, I escaped properly. Whereas we're so mind driven as humans that we take these experiences and they just loop in our brains over and over and over again. And all these emotions arise, and we're so disconnected from our body that like the body doesn't lie, right? But our beliefs do. And like the way that we interpret our emotions do. So like you will feel some energetic when someone says something to you and it arises in the body. And what needs to happen is it just needs to be felt physically. Like, what is the sensation in my body? Okay, my body has communicated to me, release. Whereas we go, and then this, and then this, and then this, and you just start spiraling. And sometimes you spiral like until you literally pass out from exhaustion,
Hmm.
right? And all that's required is actually just coming back to the body and allowing the nervous system to settle and reset like the gazelle.
Such an interesting example you used there, because I had a chiropractor in Melbourne, Simon, shout out to Simon, who was talking me through, typical symptoms be like IBS, right? Why is your digestive system all over the place? And he's like, well, think about it. Like the lion and the gazelle, like what's the first thing that the gazelle does when the lion starts chasing it? Well, it shits itself. When you're in a state of fight or flight, there is not any energy in the body to digest. That is the first thing that it doesn't need to do. So it stops doing it and just gets rid of it all. And it's so true, isn't it? That idea that the physical process of like throwing off the emotion actually clears it, whereas we just hold it all inside ourselves. I've done some really interesting work on myself the last couple of years about emotions specifically, and trying to recognize that it's okay to have emotions. Ultimately, they are our responsibility, no one else's. But like simple things like going and screaming into a pillow is actually really freaking helpful, especially with like tiny kids that come and like chomp at your ankles, seemingly the most annoying times. You like kick them off. Like, it's actually just go and scream in the pillow. It's kind of similar to what you're describing.